So hello everyone, welcome back to the channel once again. And for this video I'm going to try out the different moveset and check out how it is going to impact this moveset, like this move changes, how it's going to impact the meta. So it's just a comparison, so it is not very much to scale or very much to be precise, but it is just a comparison to predict how it will go. So in the first over here I have got a Nidorina and Nidorina over here. So Nidorina is actually running Poison Sting along with Poison Fang and Return. So this is the first this is the actual recommended moveset, and the third one is actually the moveset that we have got, that is Thunderbolt. And for Nidorino, the recommended moveset is Poison Jab, Sludge Bomb and Horn Attack, and throughout the whole video I'm going to follow this. The first one is going to be the recommended one, and the last one is going to be the new move that we have got, and check out how this is affecting the meta. So for this, let's just rate the team once again, and I have to wait for a bit and then I'll be heading over to the page. So over here it does not look too much good to be precise over here, but since Nidorina over here along with a Dig and Thunderbolt, it is kind of a really close win for Registeel over here, which is not that bad, but still it is fine. So I'll be quickly going through over here. So it is not that of a huge meta changer. So apart from it, which is going to be Lickitung over here, so it pick up win against Lickitung right now. So earlier also with the return version it could have picked up the win, which is a close win, but still it's going to be not that great. So the first and foremost thing is going to be Altaria, which Thunderbolt hits really hard, and Azumarill, it's fine, and nevertheless, like, there is nothing too much to speak about for Nidorina and Nidorino over here. So everything looks good. Like not too good, but it's a kind of bit change, so it might be different in limited meta over here. For Nidorino, it pick up the wins against Altaria because of Ice Beam hitting for super effective, which is good as well, and for Obstagoon because I think it is going to be debuffing the Obstagoon with Poison Sting, and then it will be going like debuffing it with, not debuffing with Poison Sting, but like going for Poison Jab damage and then going for Ice Beam. It's how that is. So it's not that of a meta changer over here. So let's quickly jump into the Nidoking version over here. So Nidoqueen, earlier it have got access to Poison Jab, Sand Tomb and Earth Power, and then the second one is Fury Cutter along with Double Kick. So let's go and jump into this over here. So for Nidoking, now it have got a really good matchup against Registeel over here because it is having a super effective fast move, along with it does pick up a close win against Registeel, Galarian Stunfisk as well, but it's not that of a really hard meta change over here. So I cannot see too much change over here. So all along the line it is almost the same for the whole meta over here. So quickly moving into the third one, which is going to be Arcanine along with Tentacruel. So for Arcanine, the standard moveset is Snarl, Wild Charge and Flamethrower, but since it have now got access to Psychic Fangs, which is a debuffing move, since it's a debuffing move of a defense, so I'll be running it with Wild Charge and Fire Fang, because Fire Fang does more damage after the debuff, and if I'm running it with Thunder Fang, then I'm having a coverage of Flamethrower. So it's just a move set, or depending on the meta and how that lineup is working out. And for Tentacruel as well, it is definitely an upgrade because Hydro Pump replaced by Scald over here is really great. So jumping into the meta scorecard over here for Arcanine. So as you can see, Thunder Fang or Fire Fang does pick up win against Registeel right now, and Thunder Fang, it's fine. So Psychic Fang does have some ability over here, and apart from it, it does not have any other cool matchups over here. Apart from Kofagrigus, Skarmory, Mandibuzz, Azumarill as well, I think, with Thunderfang and Araquanid as well. It's not that of a cool move set, but it's definitely a upgrade. But what I feel in limited meta, Thunderfang or maybe Firefang can shine out for Arcanine as well, because of the debuff and the addition of damage with Thunderfang or Firefang just going to be really great, along with the coverage of Wild Charge and Flamethrower. And for Tentacool, it now picks up win against it's now picks up wins against Mandibuzz over here, which is good, and Obstagoon was fine. But again, in some of the limited meta, Tentacool can shine out over here. Moving into the next part over here, which is going to be Galarian Rapidash along with Haunter. So Galarian Rapidash, the recommended moveset is Psycho Cut along with Body Slam and Play Rough, to which now it has been replaced by Fairy Wind. And for Haunter, it's Shadow Ball and Sludge Bomb along with Shadow Punch, which is the bait move, and Ice Punch right now. So let's jump into the scorecard over here. As you guys can see, Galarian Rapidash does pick up really better win against Altaria right now because of its Fairy moveset. And apart from it, Mandibuzz is also Mandibuzz and Obstagoon over here is also like it's a hard win over here for Galarian Rapidash. To which, moving to Haunter, so Haunter can pick out the Altaria matchup right now because of the Ice Punch damage, which hits for double super effective, and then Nidoqueen as well, because you will be hitting for double super effective as well because of the partial ground typing on Nidoqueen. But on the contrary, since we don't have Sludge Bomb over here, so you'll be losing to Azumarill over here, which is kind of sketchy. So it really have to be dependent on the meta, what you are running and how the team is built up. So quickly jumping into the next one, which is going to be Marowak. I don't have anything much to say about over here, because though they have given it a Rock Slide, but it's not that of a good move because the fast move over here is crappy over here for Marowak. The same goes for Hitmonlee, so it's a bit better, but Hitmonlee is really fragile over here, or it is very squishy, so that is the reason it's not that great. So, but Double Kick does give it a bit of extra damage. As you can see, Registeel, it does pick out win against Registeel right now, and Galarian Stunfisk as well, which is fine, along with Lickitung, which is even better. Bastardon is fine, and Diggersby. This is going to be the good thing, that Diggersby, because Hitmonlee can now pick out Diggersby with Double Kick over here, which is going to be really cool. Moving to the next part, which is going to be Dragonair and Dragonite in the Great League. So Dragonair, it's going to be the purified form, which is going to be recommended, but I have added up Aqua Tail and Dragon Pulse over here, along with Aqua Tail and Body Slam. And for Dragonite, it's Super Power. So I think Dragonite with Super Power is really cool because it can do super effective against Ice and Steel as well. So only I have to watch out for Fairy, which is going to be really nice. And for Dragonair, let's jump into the scorecard over here. So as you can see, right now with Body Slam, you just pick out a win against Swampert, and then maybe Diggersby. Diggersby is fine. Diggersby is Aqua Tail, so Diggersby can be handled. So it's not that of a meta change, but it's kind of dependent on the meta or the limited meta over here. But for Dragonite, what I can say, it's really good, because though Fairy, it is you're weak to, like, Dragonite is really weak to Fairy, but still it can be manageable with the damage from it's not manageable, but still the coverage from Super Power does gets it very handy. So now you can pick up the superpower Dragonite can win against Gilded Stunfisk, maybe then Scrafty, along with then this. So it hard loses to Araquanid and Mandibuzz right now because you don't have access to Hurricane for the neutral damage over here. So it's definitely going to the downside, but I feel it's better because only covering for two typings, ice and steel, does make out some of the combinations for some of the combinations in the Great League as well. So that will be all for this Dragonite. And coming next, which is going to be Weezing. So Weezing have got double buffed right now because Tackle is already buffed, but since it is not updated right now, so I am using the old Tackle stats over here along with Fairy Wind. So since the moveset is Tackle, so that is the reason it is running Sludge and Play Rough. But if Tackle is getting buffed right now along with Fairy Wind, which is there, Overheat can be a really good option for Galarian Weezing over here. And for Lydian, it's definitely going to be Bug Bite with Aerial Ace and Dynamic Punch. So quickly moving into the scorecard over here. So Galarian Weezing with Fairy Wind and Overheat really picks up win against Registeel. So that's going to be really cool. And against Crafty also, which is fine because you do more damage with the Fairy Wind, double super damage with the Fairy Wind, along with the Play Rough coverage for it as well. So now Galarian Weezing also pick up matches against Altaria, Medicham, then Araquanid as well, which is really great, Skarmory, and Mandibuzz also with the moveset of Overheat. So this is really cool because it have so much viability with the moveset of Play Rough, Overheat. So that's cool. And apart from that, Lydian is kind of still not that great. So giving it counter would have been better, but still Lydian is too bulky. It's very bulky. Stats point is above 2000, so it's really bulky. So it does pick up now win against Diggersby with the Dynamic Punch, which is going to be nice. Moving into the next one, which is going to be one of my favorite. So Lantern, it definitely got buffed up with Surf over here. So Hydro Pump getting replaced with Surf. And for Jumpluff, it is Bullet Seed that is getting replaced or getting an option of Fairy Wind. It's not getting replaced, but it's an option for Fairy Wind. So now moving into the scorecard over here. So Swampert is just so now Volrain is actually handled by the Lantern earlier as well, but it's now Medicham. So Medicham is now a close loss, which is really great, which is good along with Obstagoon as well. So some of the matchups are here and there. So a win against some of the core metas, but picking up some losses or draws in the backline as well. If we go down the list. So for Jumpluff, it now picks up wins against Medicham over here because of Fairy Wind, and also wins against Mandibuzz because of the Fairy Wind damage, I think, which is going to be really nice, and Sableye as well. So Sableye, Mandibuzz, then Medicham. So top meta Pokemon's getting kind of a wall with Jumpluff, which is super tanky for the meta also. So now moving on with the huge list, continuing. So moving on with Espeon over here. So Espeon earlier have got access to Psychic and Shadow Ball, which both are nukes, but now it have got Psychic Fangs over here, which is definitely better. Along with Girafarig, which have got access to Confusion and Tackle, but I'm not added in Tackle because it have got access to Psychic Fangs, so which have got the ability to debuff your defense, like opponent's defense. So that is the reason I'm running still with Confusion over here. And if we go along the meta, so Espeon does take out Medicham right now along with Nidoqueen, Azumarill and Vigoroth. That's fine. It's cool, but apart from the too many darks lurking in the meta, it's not that great. But in the Psychic Cup that is coming up, it might be a really great option in that. And for Girafarik, it picks up win against Swampert, which earlier was not the case, apart from which Nidoqueen, Azumarill, because of Thunderbolt coverage, and Vigoroth as well. So that is cool along with Girafarik, and because of its typing, it does have a really great matchup as well. Moving on to the next updates over here, which is Dunsparce and Miltank, which is the I think the top update over here, because earlier Miltank have got access to Tackle and Dunsparce have got Bite, but now they have got Rollout, which is highly energy generating, and they have got a really good coverage moveset of Driller and Rock Slide. And for Miltank, it's Body Slam and Ice Beam. So if we rate this team over here and go around for in the scorecard, so Dunsparce takes out win against Walrein now, Altaria, Araquanid over here, and Mandibuzz as well. So also this is top meta Pokemon that is going to be taken out by Dunsparce. And for Miltank, it takes Walrein, Trevenant, that is really great. So Miltank core breaking the Walrein Trevenant core, which is nice. And apart from it, Lickitung, Altaria, Nidoqueen, Azumarill, Araquanid, Whiscash, which is fine, which is great, and Mandibuzz, so along with and Sableye, of course. So that's all the close losses, but still Miltank is kind of very heavy, like at defense weighted. So that is the reason I think it's going to really meta Pokemon in the next season, which I prefer. So let's watch out. Moving into the next Pokemons over here that have got updated, Steelix and Mobile. So for Steelix, it have got access to Psychic Fangs right now. So the possible moveset that I think I'm going to run is Dragon Tail, Crunch, and Psychic Fangs. But I did add Dragon Tail with Psychic Fangs and Earthquake for maybe a bit of more coverage. And for Mobile, earlier it was Fire Fang with Power Up Punch and Play Rough, but now it is Fairy Wind. And since Fairy Wind is a hard energy generating move, so that is the reason I have put in Iron Head and Play Rough, which is great. And for this meta scorecard, you can see Steelix with Crunch and Psychic Fangs does pick out a bit of more wins, I believe, like Mandibuzz over here, and yeah, and that's all the kind of same over here. So I think the moveset will be Steelix for the Great League meta will be Dragon Tail, Psychic Fangs, and Crunch, which is fine. Moving for Mobile, so Mobile earlier have taken Registeel into consideration, but now with Fairy Wind, it does loses to Registeel over here, but takes out wins against Scrafty, Medicham, Altaria, then Azumarill as well. Apart from it, Sableye as well, which is good, which is really considerable, because Steelix Mobile is kind of bulky as well, and with a spammy moveset of Iron Head and Play Rough, it does have play. And in some of the limited metas, it will be even better. Moving on to the next one, which is going to be Manectric along with Camerupt and Lopunny. So Manectric, though it have got a good moveset earlier with Snarl, Wild Charge, and Overheat, but all this moveset were self debuffing. So that is the reason right now I think I'll be going for Psychic Fangs with Overheat along with Thunder Fang. So Thunder Fang is actually a damage heavy move, so that is the reason Psychic Fangs, once it debuffs, Thunder Fang just add up so much, and it have a one-shot potential with Overheat as well, which is good, but it still does not have a coverage move against ground type, so that is surely going to be walled by it. I'm not sure how Manectric is going to do in this meta. But for Camerupt, it looks better because Ember, Earth Power and Overheat. Ember is getting replaced or getting an option with Incinerate, which is again damage heavy with Earth Power and Overheat. So that will be so much like damage oriented or heavy hitting moves. So it must need shield advantage, or maybe it can guarantee shield advantage as well in some situations also. The next one, which is going to be Lopunny over here, which I have earlier got access to low kick, which is crap, but now it have got access to double kick with a really great move set, like bait move of Fire Punch along with Focus Blast, which is kind of insane. But since the edge generation from double kick is also good, I think Lopunny is going to be definitely kind of meta in the next season. Let's see. If not in the Great League, might be in some other limited metas also, maybe some limited cups as well. Moving on to the next one, which is going to be Subbat along with Florges and Slurpuff. The Subbat have got access to Confusion, and now it have got access to Psychic Fangs. Confusion with Psychic Fang is really a great combination because Confusion is such a heavy damage move. So that is the reason it has to be run. It has to be packed with Psychic Fangs again, along with the coverage moveset of Aerialist. But I'm not quite sure how Subbat will actually perform, but I have to check it out. But for Florges, I'm not going to depth because Florges, the moveset is actually what pulling back Florges over here. But for Slurpuff, I'm really I think it have a really great play right now, because Slurpuff with Fairy Wind have got so much potential to threat water type, ground type, steel types, grass types, everything over here. I think apart from maybe Darks, but still Fairy Wind would add up. So moving into the meta scorecard over here for Vobat, so it picks up win against Swampert now, and Cofagrigus. Okay, so I'm not sure how it wins against Cofagrigus, but I think maybe due to baiting or something. To which now for Florges, I have already mentioned it. It is not that of a great option for Florges in the Great League, but still it does have some better matchups right now with Altaria and Mandibuzz and Obstacle in the Dark types as well. And for Slurpuff, it does have kind of good coverage move, since it have got coverage move, so it does pick up wins against Swampert over here, and Diggersby, which is fine, Azumarill, which is cool. Then Whiscash because of the energy ball, and obviously the dark types as well. So Slurpuff is kind of good over here because of its energy generation from Fairy Wind and the coverage of Flamethrower and energy ball. So that's going to be a really great combo play with the moveset. Coming to the next one, which is going to be Incineroar and Dubwool. So Incineroar, I think it's not that of a cool or high meta changing update, but I have to watch out. I'm not very sure how it will work, but I have to check it out. So now moving into the next one, which is going to be really cool. That's going to be Dubwool. So for Dubwool, I have already speculated that it have got access to double kick and wild charge along with body slam. So it's going to be a other option of Vigoroth, which is really great. But the only thing that Vigoroth lacks is the secondary moveset, which is wild charge in this case, which is really great for Dubwool, and it have got a decent amount of bulk as well. So for Dubwool right now, as you can see, it does pick up win against Swampert, Volrain, which is great, Diggersby, which is fine, and Araquanid because of the wild charge damage. And apart from it does win against Skarmory as well, Obstagoon and Sableye, which is super good, because that's top meta Pokemon that is going to be walled by Dubwool in the Great League meta. So that's great. Moving into the next one, which is going to be kind of favorite for me, which is going to be Golisopod, which have got access to Fury Gutter as a fast move, and Excisor Area Lace as a charge move. Apart from it, Waterfall as a fast move, and now Shadow Claw, which is going to be added. And apart from it, Runerius, which is now having access to Shadow Claw. And let's check out the meta scorecard over here. So for Golisopod, since it have got access to Shadow Claw right now, it does pick up win against Wolverine, Trevenant, but loses to Diggersby right now, Nidoqueen right now, and but takes again takes out Azumarill. Then yeah, that's it for Golisopod. And for Runerius, since it's part ground and ghost as well, so it does pick up win against Registeel right now, Galarian Stunfisk along with Swampert. I'm not sure how Swampert come into the picture of close loss, but I think it's kind of a beating game once again. Apart from it, it does pick out wins against Bastardon because it will be resisting all the moves of Bastardon right now, and Nidoqueen, which is a hard loss over here because Poison Jab, Poison Fang, Earth Power, everything resisted, but you'll be doing neutral damage with Shadow Claws over here. And for the same goes for Arachnid and Skarmory, you'll be resisting the Bug Bite over here, but Bubble Beam does not add up too much over here. So I think that's kind of a really cool update, and let's see how it goes out. Moving into the next one, which is going to be the last one for this video, which is almost 25 minutes and up. So thanks a lot for bearing with me till now. So if you are hanging on with this with me till now, so moving on with the last update over here for the Master League, and which is for Dragonite and Florges. For Dragonite, it's really a cool update because yeah, it does take out win against Ice and Steel as well. So since Steel is so much dominant in the meta, along with dominating the meta for the Master League, so superpower, having access to superpower is really cool. So now it does pick up win against Dialga as well, which is good, and I think it can somehow perform good against other metal like other steel types as well, maybe a Melmetal, but Melmetal is over here a close win, but maybe that's going to be the spamminess from Rock Slide, but it's kind of great as well. And for Florges, I'm not sure how this will perform because I haven't tried this out yet, but from the scorecard it seems like it does pick out win against Lugia over here, and going down the line, yeah, that will be all for Florges over here. So I think Dragonite is the coolest update over here for Master League, but for a Great League over here, I think my personal favorite will be a Lantern along with Dunsparce and Miltank, Girafarig, and Golisopod along with the last one with Slurpuff. So that is the thing. So that I'll be looking out to make video and share with you guys. And that was a very long video, so thanks a lot for hanging on with me. So that will be all for this video, and see you again in the next one. Till then, peace.